It's Accounting Fundamentals, and DC Adler is coming to the rescue. Topic focus, 5 main accounts. Accounts are like represented in a filing cabinet. Imagine we've got a filing cabinet, right? 5, 6 feet tall. And drawer 1, drawer number 2, 3, 4, 5. So in our filing cabinet, there's 5 main accounts. In accounting, there's 5 main accounts. And those 5 main accounts are represented by DC Adler. But hang on a second, you go, but there's six parts of the DC Adler. How does that work? Well, let me get us down to 5. Drawer and equity share a relationship. They're both in the middle of the DC Adler structure right here. Equity represents money coming into a business, and drawer represents money going out, where equity is, if I'm a business owner and I put money into the business to help get the business going, there's my money coming in. Now, yes, accounting, technically, there's a couple of exceptions for the money coming in, but let's just keep it simplified like that for the moment. Equity and drawer share a relationship. The simplified version, money coming in. I put money in as an owner. I'm putting my skin in the game to the business. I take money out of the business. Money's going out. So these two share a relationship. So we can now mentally combine drawer and equity for the purpose of getting to 5 main accounts. The accounts are like the 5 drawers in a filing cabinet. So account number 1 at the top of the filing cabinet, there's an order, there's an accounting, Luca Baccioli says there's an order for which these counts are organized. And DC Adler helps us see that. Account number 1 at the top of the filing cabinet is called assets. And account number 2, the second drawer down, is called liabilities. Account number 3 is called equity. Account number 4 is called revenue. DC Adler to the rescue. Account number 5 is called expenses. So in our 5 drawer filing cabinet, the top drawer being assets. If I want to look at any of the files related to any of the assets in the business, I go to the asset account, which is like the top drawer in a filing cabinet. I would open that asset account and I would thumb through the papers until I found information about the particular asset, the sub account that I needed information on. And I would read it, interpret it, put it back, and it stays in the account drawer. If I wanted to go to drawer number 2, I'm going to find information about all the liabilities that are incurred by the business. And I could open that drawer, go through till I found the particular information about the particular liability. I could see that information. It's a liability. It stays in there. I close that drawer. Drawer number 3 is the equity, DC Adler. We follow this process around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, revenue and expenses. All the particular transactions for each particular revenue activity are in the revenue drawer or the revenue account. When we want to know information about the expenses, we go to, guess what, the bottom drawer in our fictional filing cabinet, and we find the information about the particular revenue transaction that we want to find, and it's in that revenue account. The 5 accounts are represented in DC Adler, and we get to from 6 to 5, knowing that drawer and equity share some relationship together in the middle of the DC Adler structure. We're going to create a reverse C to be able to get to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Account number 1, assets. Account number 2, liability. Account number 3, equity. Account number 4, top to bottom in a fictional filing cabinet. Account number 5 is expenses. Now, this positioning comes back later in accounting. There's all these connections. Luca Baccioli found all these ways to connect everything. Quick example, the basic accounting equation where assets have to equal, on that side of the DC Adler in the debit column, assets have to equal liabilities plus equity together. Well, that's assets, liabilities, equity. That positioning 1, 2, 3 is going to keep coming back as other themes roll out in the course. So being able to get to this idea of accounts, there's 5 of them. We merge drawer and equity together. That leaves us with 5. if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this order, it creates the reverse C. If you were to trace that shape, DC Adler and the way it represents accounts, this is going to be gold, and it's going to help us make sense of things once we really start diving in and putting pen and pencil to paper and doing transactions and recording transactions as part of the accounting process. But for now,